Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Power Rangers Lightning Collection 2-pack featuring Jason as the Red Ranger and Jason as the Zeo Gold Ranger. And I'm very happy that I was able to get this set because when it comes to Hasbro Comic-Con exclusives, you never know. It's usually the most crowded area. It's really hard to get in there, but I was able to get in there and get this set, and I'm very fortunate that that's the case. So let's get into it. We're going to take a quick look at the packaging because I really like what they did here. It's very nice. It's a nice presentation, but we have some really cool artwork here in the front with the Gold Ranger and the Red Ranger. And then you take this bottom piece off, which is cool. Feels real high quality and high class. And then you slide this apart like that, and check that out. Look at that. That is so cool. You get all the accessories in there, and look at all the stuff that it comes with. That is crazy. Then you could see the two figures, you could get the two alternate heads, a lot of good stuff going on in there. And these parts do come all the way off, and then you're left with just that there. And even just this looks really nice. And then on the back you get a shot of the figures, and then you have a brief description of each one of these Power Rangers here. And like I said before, they're both Jason, so that's really cool that they knocked out two versions of the same character in one shot. I think that's really dope. But yeah, it's a really nice looking packaging. It's collector friendly, all that good stuff. But let's open it up and take a look at these figures. Let's start off with the Red Ranger, since he's the one that I'm most excited about from this set. I think they did a really good job with it. I like what they did with the dragon armor here. It's very soft plastic, so it doesn't get in the way at all, but it still looks pretty nice. There's a gold type of look to it, and all the sculpting is very sharp and very well done, and the paint right in here looks really nice too. So I'm happy that even though this is just a soft piece of plastic, it still looks really good. And I wasn't able to get it off the figure if someone wanted to take it off and give themselves, you know, a Red Ranger without the armor. I mean, you could probably make it work, but you'd probably have to pop his arm off or something, because I couldn't get it off. And even if you did that, you'd still have the bands right here on his arm, so, you know, you wouldn't have a proper Red Ranger. But it's okay. Hasbro will probably release one sooner than later. But yeah, this figure came out good, and I really like this armor, man. It's really soft, it doesn't get in the way, and it looks really nice. And as far as the sculpting and the paint goes, for the most part, it's pretty nice. There's a little bit of paint slop onto the red right there from the gold band, and then I have some, you know, some sloppiness in the boots here, but nothing too horrible. I feel like I could clean up the boots and be okay with it. But other than that, I think the paint is pretty good on it. Nothing too bad. I mean, the figure is mostly red, so it's just red plastic, and it looks just fine. And he does have the white diamonds under there, you know, so has the regular Red Ranger design beneath the armor. And then we have the belt buckle. It looks okay, but the sculpting's not that sharp on it. You can't see the details that good, but I mean, it looks fine. And the belt is a soft piece of plastic that kind of moves around loose. It's not attached to the figure itself, or at least I don't think it is. Oh, maybe it is. Oh yeah, actually it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it doesn't really move around, so that's cool. Oh wait, no, there it goes. It does move around. It's just really tight on there. So anyways, that's good. I like the way they did that. Let's check out the back of the figure here. Nothing too much going on. Got holsters on each side, so that's nice. And the head sculpt looks really good too. You got the dino details going on in there. The Tyrannosaurus Rex type of eyes and mouth, I mean the teeth things going on there. And then the mouth looks good. Yeah, this is a good looking figure. And this might take the top spot as my favorite Lightning Collection Power Rangers figure so far. I love the White Ranger, but this one might top it for me. So this is a really good figure. Very happy with this one. So let's take a look at the Gold Ranger now. And the Gold Ranger is very nice too, but I'm not as attached to this one as I would be to the Red Ranger back there. This was in a Power Ranger series that I'm not even familiar with at all, but I do know that it's Jason wearing this armor, so that's cool. And let's see here. It does look good. I mean, the black and gold looks awesome. Some of the paint looks like it's a little weak right there. Should have been a little bit darker and more complete, but still I think it looks kind of cool. It has like a ancient like hieroglyphics type of feel to it. That's dope. And this is soft plastic too, and as you could see, it got kind of warped in the packaging, but you know, it's no big deal. I could probably just fix that up real quick. Not a big deal. Looks like he, you know, I was almost going to say that he has the same arms as the Red Ranger, but looks like he doesn't, because you can see lines on here and you don't see lines on there. So pretty interesting that, you know, they don't reuse parts that often on this line. That's awesome. And this head sculpt looks cool. I think this helmet looks really interesting. It's a very unique looking helmet. And same thing as on the Red Ranger. Even though this, I mean, I don't know, I'd say on this one, it doesn't feel as nice as it does on that one. It does have like a gold effect to it, but it's not as nice as it is on the Red Ranger. It still looks fine though. And let's check out all the sculpting work, you know, not a bunch of muscles or anything. I'm fine with that. Got some details on the armband here. Got some details down here. Yeah, I like the design of this Ranger for sure. It looks cool. So very nice looking figure. But still, even after opening both of them, I'd say that the Red Ranger is far superior in my opinion. But still, they're both really good figures, and I'd imagine that huge fans of Jason would want both of these figures. So yeah, I think they did a really good job with the paint and the sculpting on these two. And they really packed a lot of accessories into this set, but let's start off with the basics. Both figures come with 2 sets of hands. They each come with a pair of gripping hands, and then they both come with a pair of fists. And one problem I do have with these figures is the pegs on the hands are super long, and that's a problem I had with the previous Power Rangers figures, and I'm surprised they didn't change it at this point because they're super long. If you press on it wrong, you could kind of bend it, so you have to be careful taking the hands in and out because the pegs are longer than they should be. And the set comes with 2 unmasked heads that are interchangeable between the 2 figures, and the first head is Jason with a big old cheesy smile on his face. And I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's spot on to the actor, but you could definitely see him in there. And this kind of reminds me of Jason post-battle, you know, like he's just happy that he won. He's happy hanging out with his friends, doing his thing. I could see it in there, you know, but I'll admit it's not perfect. But I do like the head sculpt. And then here's the second head sculpt where he looks a lot more sad. Maybe like he just lost a battle. But I think this is good too. And again, I could see it in there. It's not perfect, but I could see the actor's likeness in there. For the weapons, let's start off with the Gold Ranger's Golden Power Staff, and they gave us 2 different versions. This one I imagine is like the Power Staff activated maybe like to summon energy and shoot it at one of those crazy bad guys. But either way, both of them are very cool. Like the way this one looks with the gold here that you could see. And I just love how bizarre the Power Rangers weapons are. This thing is crazy, look at it. And even when it's activated, it's even more crazy. Got like these speaker type of things in the middle. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's pretty cool looking. And he definitely doesn't have any problem holding them. And, you know, when I went to the Power Rangers panel from Hasbro over the weekend at San Diego Comic-Con, a couple people in the audience had these things, like, and they were waving them in the air and having like a bunch of fun. And, you know, I guess this is a very popular weapon, so it's cool that they included both of these so fans of the Gold Ranger could have either version of the weapon that they want. Chances are I'm just going to pose them with this thing, have a like hold it in the air or something crazy like that. And the Gold Ranger also comes with this energy effect that could go onto his staff. It's soft plastic and it just kind of wraps around, but it looks pretty cool when it's on there. For the Red Ranger, they really went all out with the accessories. They gave us 2 different blasters, one that's in a firing type of position and then one that's collapsed so that you could put it into his holster. And I think that's really cool rather than giving us one of these that tries to collapse or has like a weird gimmick to it or something. I love the fact they just gave us 2 different ones. You could have one in there, or you could put this in his hand and have him in a firing type of position. So that's really cool. And they also included a dragon dagger, which looks pretty nice. I feel like the sculpting details aren't as sharp and clean as they could be, but you know, it's pretty small, and I will give them some credit because they actually did a lot of paint work on there. You could see the green, the gold, the silver, the black, so they definitely get credit for that. And then you have the buttons, or I mean not the buttons, I guess they'd be like flute holes, or I don't know. I don't know, whatever they are, so he could play this thing and summon his Zord. But yeah, so this is really cool. I like that they included it, and you can holster it right here. That looks good too, and he has no problem holding it and getting into a flute playing position. So here's where they went a little crazy. They included a fully assembled power blaster, and I think that's a really cool idea. This thing comes apart and then you have all the individual weapons, but the thing that's confusing to me is, won't all these parts come with the characters that they're supposed to, so that you could just assemble it then? Why do you need like another set of all these things? Why not make it just like a fully assembled thing that doesn't come apart, so that way you won't have any trouble having the Power Rangers hold this, you know? Because right now, if you try to get them to hold this thing's going to be falling apart, and it's just going to be really frustrating. I think this would have been a good opportunity to include a fully assembled one that would be easier to handle, because if we want to use this the way that it's supposed to, we need all those Rangers anyway. So they're going to include the weapons, so why not? I don't know. Why not just give us a fully assembled one? Either way, I do like the fact that they even did this, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining because it's a really cool idea. It's just a little confusing to me. Look, and all these pieces come out. That's really cool. But yeah, that seems like a little over the top, because in the end, if you get all the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you're going to end up with 2 sets of this whole situation. But still, it is really cool. And of course, the Red Ranger does need his power sword, which is pretty nice. The details aren't as crisp as I would like. And I'm saying that often in this review, but with the weapons, I feel like they could have done a little bit more. But it is Hasbro, and they never really go all out with the weapons. But in this case, they did better than they usually do. I just wish that some of the paint and sculpting work was a little crisper. But for the most part, I think all the weapons are pretty decent. Okay, so now for a couple of size comparisons. We have both Jason figures here alongside the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap and Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. Here we have them alongside the Jazz Wars Fortnite Visitor figure and the SH Figure Arts Michelangelo. And then now here they are next to the Marvel Legends First Appearance Wolverine and Marvel Legends Quicksilver. And next we have them alongside the SH Figure Arts Captain America from Age of Ultron and the Jazz Wars Fortnite Rabbit Raider. And here we have them alongside the Black Series Boba Fett and the DC Icons Green Lantern. And then now here we have them alongside the Lightning Collection Dino Charge Red Ranger and the Lightning Collection Shadow Ranger. Last but not least, here we have them alongside the Lightning Collection White Ranger and Lightning Collection Lord Zed. So since the articulation setup is identical between the 2 figures, I'm not going to go over both of them. I'm just going to use the Red Ranger as our articulation model, and anything that he could do, the Gold Ranger could do too. So should give you a good idea of what we have going on here. But anyways, let's get into it. His head is on a ball joint. It can go side to side. There's not too much tilt to it because the helmet comes down kind of low, which also means he can't look up very high, but you can use his torso to get him into like a higher looking position if you'd like. And then he could look down to right there. And then for the torso, we have this awesome diaphragm joint that gets a bunch of really nice movement, some tilt, some side to side, some swivel, all kinds of good stuff. And you have the ab crunch. So this is awesome. I love this torso setup. And I've said that multiple times before, but that's really good stuff. Hopefully some of the other Hasbro lines that they have going can adopt this same articulation for their torsos. But anyways, let's keep going here. So his arms are on ball jointed shoulders that can go all the way around. The dragon armor kind of gets in the way, but like I said, it's soft plastic, so it's not too bad. He does have butterfly shoulders, which are awesome. He has upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which are pretty nice. He has a swivel at the wrist and a hinge at the wrist. His legs could come out all the way to the side to about right there. He could kick forward to right there. He could bring his legs back. Actually, can't really bring them back at all. You can only bring them back to right there. And then he has the upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Ooh, there we go. That one was kind of stuck. But yeah, double jointed knees, which are nice. And then he has a lower leg swivel, rocking ankles. They could come up to right here, come up to right here. So yeah, really good articulation. It's basically the exact same articulation that we've seen on all the Lightning Collection Power Rangers figures. And I just love it. I think this articulation setup is awesome. And I'm going to say it all the time. I hope that Hasbro gives us a Spider-Man with this level of articulation. I think that would be awesome. Okay, so overall, I like this set a lot. I think that Hasbro did a really great job on both figures. I like all the accessories that they come with. The articulation is awesome on this line, but I already knew that going in, so no surprise there. And I'm just really happy with both of these figures. I do like the Red Ranger more, but only because that one speaks to me more and I'm more attached to that era of Power Rangers. I'm not a big fan of Power Rangers. I've said that several times before, but what little I know about Power Rangers comes from the Mighty Morphin era. So I am happy to have more figures from that to go along with the White Ranger. And the Gold Ranger looks very cool. I like the character design a lot. I think that it's interesting that it's another version of Jason, but it's just not something I'm attached to, but I'm sure fans of that era of Power Rangers will really like that figure. So it's a very well done action figure. Same thing with the Red Ranger. And I know that that these are Comic-Con exclusive, and that kind of sucks, but I'm sure that Hasbro will find a way to get these guys out to people. You know, fans of Power Rangers deserve these 2 figures, so I'm sure they'll figure something out. I kind of feel like they'll put these figures out, but maybe with less accessories, maybe no unmasked head, or maybe less weapons or something. Who knows? But I'm sure they'll find a way to get these out to the hardcore Power Rangers fans, because the Power Rangers fans are awesome. Like I mentioned, I went to the Power Rangers Hasbro panel over the weekend, and the fans are just so full of passion. There's people dressed up, there's people there carrying these crazy Power Rangers weapons. They're cheering for every little thing that Hasbro announces. And also, the guy who played the Red Ranger popped up and the crowd went crazy. They showed a preview for one of the upcoming Power Ranger series. The whole crowd was going crazy, and it's just awesome to see that much passion in a fandom. So it's really cool, and I hope that Hasbro does right by those fans and finds a way to get these 2 figures out to them. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, a comment, and share, a like, and all that good stuff. So thank you very much. Peace.
Crispy.